On Friday on BBC1, Tom Bell is the detective. In a house in Fulham, a sensitive surveillance is underway, one that must be handled by a man of extraordinary capabilities.
There are so many different agencies, military, political, the force, each going its own way without any of the others. PM is adamant that all the data be centrally collated.
Putting somebody in a very powerful position.
Uniquely powerful. Access to that overview would be too risky to trust to a committee. And it's almost too much to ask of any individual.
He's a cold fish, but dedicated to the point of inhumanity.
Really?
He might be our man.
But knowledge is a dangerous thing, and Crocker soon realizes that one man can know too much. Tom Bell is the detective, starting on Friday at 9:25 on BBC1.
Now, to end our evening of holiday programmes on BBC1, we feature the musical artistry of Barry Manilow. These are programmes for tomorrow evening on BBC1. Den arrives back from Spain to a cool reception from his wife and daughter at the Queen Victoria in EastEnders at 7 o'clock. It's followed at 7:30 by the comedy series No Place Like Home. And at 8 o'clock, James Burke looks at nature and Darwin's theory of evolution in the 8th part of his personal view of crucial moments in history, the day the universe changed. Barry Took delves into the Points of View postbag at 8:50, and following the news at 9:25, D-Day to Berlin is a Newsnight special featuring unique film footage of the final year of the war as seen by Hollywood director George Stevens, who followed the American advance through Normandy to observe the liberation of Paris and the end of the war in Europe. There are regional programmes at 10:25 and at 10:55. Barry Norman looks at the public launch of British Film Year in Film 85, an event marked by special screenings, exhibitions and appearances by leading film world personalities. Finally, at 11:25, Louis gets his revenge on an old flame in Taxi. And that's the lineup for Tuesday evening on BBC1. And this is the weather you can expect tomorrow. Western areas will have a dry day with sunny intervals. Eastern parts of Scotland will be mostly cloudy with a little drizzle in places. Much of eastern England will start dry and bright, but outbreaks of rain will spread into East Anglia and the southeast during the morning and remaining areas later. It'll be warmer than today in the brighter west, with temperatures reaching 14 Celsius, 57 Fahrenheit, whereas eastern parts will be cooler, with temperatures around 11 Celsius, 52 Fahrenheit.
If only criminals were as easy to recognize as this, there'd be no problem. If crooks were as obvious as this, life for the police would be a whole lot easier. But sadly, they aren't. Burglars, thieves, and other petty crooks don't usually stand out in a crowd. It's the way they behave that makes them different. If you see something suspicious, phone the police. Like our lonely sightseer, taking too much interest in your neighbour's house. If he's a genuine caller, he'll probably come back later. But don't risk it. Phone the police straight away.
Police? I'm sorry to trouble you, but I think...
reported in Sernighan Place. Pop down there.
Even if you're not sure, the police would rather not take chances. After all, you'd be grateful if your neighbour did the same for you, wouldn't you? So, beat the baddies. Be a good neighbour.